The Japanese have always had a way with paper, and it's inspired art in many different mediums, including games. What's cracking, everybody? It's MegapieMan here, and today we're going to be taking a quick peek at Tengami.
Let's see here. Ooh. Oh my.
Tengami is a point-and-click adventure game with a Japanese theme and a pop-up book aesthetic. Yam really went all out with its game's visuals, and I have to applaud them for that. Unfortunately, the visuals are where my applause ends. Tengami's problem is that it lacks much in the way of substance to back up its visuals and atmosphere. Players don't get much interaction with the game as you don't get full control over your character, but instead you use your mouse cursor to place points on the ground for your character to then go to. You can also flip through the pages of the book and interact with some specific sections of the background to create or change paths to help you reach new areas, but there's this big gap between the player and the game itself. There's some semblance of story to help tie everything together, but it's not implemented all that well in my opinion. I would consider Tengami to be a point-and-click adventure game since the main function of the game is pointing and clicking, and you're also on an adventure. But it is not designed like a traditional point-and-click. There's no inventory system nor much in the way of story or anyone to interact with. Instead of telling you the story, the game decides to show it to you through some scripted events, but mostly just through the game's environment. While I really like that idea, the problem is that the areas of the game don't really feel all that connected together. Sure, there is a tree that you always return to between areas, and it's made obvious early on that you're searching for flower petals to restore the tree back to its previous state, and you can find these flower petals basically all over the place. You kind of just meander around the game's world until you eventually come across one, then solve a puzzle to collect it. There are a few other puzzles here and there that range from popping up part of the background to manipulating fire or even remembering symbols, but I never really found any of the puzzles all that difficult. I mean, sure, it can be difficult to spot some of the symbols that are hidden underneath the pages, and yes, it's really cool that the developers found a way to integrate flipping pages into their puzzle design, but none of the puzzles felt all that different from things that I've done in previous games. The only time I really had much difficulty in the game was when I got to a part where I had to complete 2 puzzles at a shrine in order to collect one of the petals for that area. While I was able to complete one of the puzzles and release one of the locks in order to grab the petal, I couldn't find where the second puzzle was located. Tengami does have a built-in hint system like many modern point-and-click adventure games do, but the hint system can only be used for puzzles and doesn't assist you in finding where you need to go to find those puzzles. The game doesn't even have any kind of map to help you out. After a while of retracing my steps and not finding anything, I sadly had to call it quits on Tengami and was unable to finish the game. The version I was playing was the PC version, as Tengami was originally released on iOS. Your mouse does a good job of replacing your finger on a touchscreen, but I felt that it caused some disconnect between me and the game, as I don't get direct control over my character with the keyboard. I mean, this game doesn't use a keyboard at all. The options menu is very limited since there's a lack of graphics options and there's not even any kind of volume sliders for music or sound effects. The music is either on or it's not. That's your only options. The biggest thing that is missing from Tengami is a save system. I don't know how long the game actually is, but I've put a little bit over an hour into it and was unhappy to find that once I quit out of the game, I have to start it all over again from the beginning. Yes, the puzzles aren't all that difficult, but that's still a bunch of time spent redoing parts of the game I've already seen, and puzzles that I still remember the answers to. All the puzzles I came across so far only have one solution, so there's not much replayability in the title. Yet, if you don't finish it all in one sitting, you're forced to have to replay all of the stuff that you already did. The price is also a bit strange at $9.99, since the original iOS version is available for $4.99. There doesn't seem to be any changes or additions in the PC version to warrant the different price. If you're looking for a game with great atmosphere, Tengami has it in spades. Its visuals are rather unique and they look great, and its music does a great job of matching each setting and setting the tone of each area. It really is a shame that I find Tengami lacking in the terms of gameplay and story, but if you're okay with that, definitely check this game out. I mean, it's really got some awesome atmosphere here. That's all I got for you guys today. Please let me know what you think about the game and this video in the comments section. I'm MegapieMan. I'll talk to you guys later. Through each other, or of course through walls. This can make trekking down empty hallways rather tedious before you actually reach the next room with the next batch of enemies to deal with. To help alleviate some of this,